So for today's video ay magre-reaction tayo kasama ng partner ko. Ito ay isang video na nakita ko sa YouTube na which is very interesting, na hope meron na tayong ganito or makagawa din tayo, di ba? Panoorin natin.
The world is witnessing a shroom boom. There are over 10,000 varieties of mushrooms on planet Earth, and we're still discovering new ways to grow them for food and medicine. Mushrooms can remove pollution from soil. Some can be used to replace plastic, and others can be used to digest it.
What are fungi?
CEO and co-founder ng Ecovative.
Aliens, can they help us?
Since 2017, the global market for mushrooms has grown 30% to $50 billion. Now, inventors around the globe are turning mushrooms into bacon, packaging material, and even coffins. We looked at 4 different businesses building a more sustainable future out of fungi.
Oh my God! Wow!
It looks like a giant marshmallow, but it's actually a mushroom. Slice it and you get crispy vegan bacon. Or a convincing alternative to leather. And this lab grows an eco-friendly replacement to polystyrene foam, that light but bulky material taking up 1/3 of the space in all landfills. But can this...
May packaging materials, bacon, at leather. So, hindi pala hindi yung bunga yung ginagamit nila. Mycelia. Pinapalago nila yung mycelia, then kinakat. Sa atin kasi chicharon, more on, then mga bagoong. Dito is ibang level na, hindi nakafocus sa bunga. Pwede.
This company grow it fast enough to make a global impact? We visited Ecovative's headquarters in Green Island, New York to find out. The magic is in mycelium, the living root structures of
Yan. Mycelium. Yung mga parang advanced talagang mag-isip siguro yung or mas na-ahead lang sila kasi tayo more on nakafocus tayo sa processing ng bunga, then sila sa mycelium na.
mushrooms.
Our entire philosophy is actually based around this idea that nature provides. Mycelium is a great solution to both the plastics waste problem we face as well as animal agriculture.
I'm taking...
Anong variety or strain na gamit nila? Yung naka-petri dish lang din naman. Pero ano yung variety?
The mushroom mycelium, and then I'm just going to section this petri dish.
All Ecovative products start with these natural building blocks.
We have about 100 different strains in-house.
Sino to? Principal scientist. Yun yung kulang sa atin. Wala tayong scientist. More on farmers lang talaga. Nakaka-amaze.
And we will analyze those for the different material properties that they have.
What do you think about the wall thickness on this? It's pretty thin.
The company's best-selling product is called Myco-Composite. It has similar properties to styrofoam, but it's completely biodegradable.
Yun yung una nilang product. Styrofoam. Gawa sa mycelium. Sino gumagawa niyan? Ngayon. Meron ba? Paki-comment naman ng natin. Makilala natin, di ba? Nakaka-amaze.
Worked with a variety of companies, some of them huge companies like Dell Computers, where they've used our earth-friendly packaging to ship servers. We've worked all...
Product, bumibili sa kanila yung Dell Computers. Sa atin meron ba?
So with small New York startup brands like Keep Candles,
manufacturers design molds using large recyclable plastic sheets. Heat makes the sheets pliable so they can be shaped around any product. They start with wood chips, corn husks, or hemp.
Ano to? Wood chips, corn husk, hemp? Corn husk lang yung ano nila, oh. So hindi talaga nila pinapabunga.
Then sprinkle in some fungal spores and add water. Pack the mixture into the molds, and the mycelium starts to grow, feeding on the shredded agricultural waste. Just over a week later, the form-fitted mold is ready to ship.
So this jar,
1 week lang.
and it fits really nice in there.
Ecovative has a different process to make vegan meat and leather, which it claims consumes far fewer resources than the real thing.
And then we're gonna take this substrate, which will inoculate this sawdust.
Workers still start with agricultural waste and spores, but these mixtures are placed in vertical farms. Growth chambers that
Grabe. Daming, yung mycelia, grabe kakapal.
mimic the conditions of natural soil.
and so what it's really trying to do is grow up and punch out through the earth to form a mushroom. But we keep the environment such that it just grows and grows into this large marshmallow-like structure.
That marshmallow is called aerial mycelium, and it grows over the course of about 10 days.
We've just
I want to experience something new.
Grabe.
Discover the opportunities available to me.
changed their shape from a mushroom to a slab that's 100 feet long and 4 feet wide.
Ecovative can produce
Yung ganyang mushroom, yung ganyang mycelia na try ko sa nakalimutan ko yung ano ba to? Yung spawn ko nakalimutan ko sa loob ng ref. Naging ganyan. So pansinin din natin yung yung growing house nung ano ba tawag diyan? Yung incubation niya naka-enclose sa isang sa isang glass ata yun. Then limited lang yung pasok ng hangin, kaya umaalsa o pumapataas lang yung mycelia, hindi sila hindi bubunga talaga yung ganyan.
up to 3 million pounds of mycelium per year. In 2018, the company licensed its leather process to Bolt Threads. They
Ginagawa nilang leather. Alternative sa mahal na leather, di ba? Paano kaya ginagawa yan? Ganda eh.
The company projects that as it scales up, My Bacon can eventually be grown for $1 per pound. The market price of pork bacon is nearly 7 times that. And it takes nearly
7 per pound. $7 per pound of pork bacon. Hindi ako makarelate niyan kasi hindi ako kumakain. Hindi ako kumakain kasi walang pambili. Ang mahal kaya.
Takes nearly
600 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of pork, but just over 1 gallon of water to grow a pound of mycelium bacon. The market for meat substitutes was worth almost $8 billion in 2022, and it's set to nearly double over the next 5
Oh my God! Wow!
years. Mycelium protein can mimic whole cuts of meat, as opposed to most other plant-based alternatives that come in the form of minced patties or sausages. My Bacon is available in over 40 stores in the northeastern United States. The company hopes to expand to a few hundred stores by the end of 2023. Right now, It's a matter of scaling up to fulfill bigger purchase orders. In 2022, the company built the world's largest commercial mycelium farm in Green Island, New York. If the CEO has his way, that will be the last one they ever need.
We build another mushroom farm. We want to go to mushroom farmers and say, hey, we have a better crop for you. We can pay you a higher price per pound and you can turn your rooms faster.
And they're still looking for new ways to use mycelium, like replacing the plastic hidden in your clothing. Ecovative has partnered with Eco Leather, a sustainable leather tannery, to
Oh, ano yung ano? Kakaibang ano oh. Paki-comment na anong strain yan. Anong variety niyan? Yan pala yung ginagamit nila pang ano, leather. Grabe naman. Paki-comment ng anong variety yan. Kakaiba oh.
make products like these.
So this is what our mycelium looks like when it's harvested. And this is just untreated, totally pure mycelium. It's soft, it's squishy, feels great on your face. We're finding there's lots of customers that would like to use this in sneakers, in bra cups, and in bags as a plastic replacement.
For now, Ecovative design is a long way from displacing meat and plastics. But Eben says his
Mycelium. Ang problema, baka pag mabasa, gumapang. Siguro may mga medisina naman silang nilalagay. Pero, paano nga?
company is finally in a position to properly scale its work.
I've been working 17 years to get to this point, and now the rubber meets the road.
Across the pond, several companies grow food using garbage.
These oyster mushrooms go from cellar to table in about 2 months. They grow fast in used coffee grounds, a rich source of carbon and nitrogen.
Oh my God!
It's just a pity not to use it more than a few minutes to drink a coffee.
A Belgian company called Permafungi found a way to give coffee grounds a second life.
C'est la quantité, il y a 15 000 tonnes de marc de café par an en Bruxelles. Et ce marc de café, s'il est mis au même endroit, il est acide, il détruit les sols.
Yang ano na yan, sanay na tayo dyan. Kahit anong waste materials, kahit na nga yung mga karton, ginagamit na nga dahon ng saging, di ba?
Shops around their city.
Donc on fait 15 km par jour, avec jusqu'à parfois 100 kg de café récoltés par jour.
The grounds are brought back to the underground growing facility.
Donc dedans il y a de la paille de marc de café qu'on pasteurisait pendant la nuit. On a rajouté de l'eau. Et ce matin on a rajouté la semence du pleurote, donc le
Ano yan? May gamit nila kape, tsaka sawdust.
mycélium pour qu'il puisse se développer donc, dans cet environnement de paille et de café. Ouais.
Then they're packaged into bags with straw to create a nutritious soil for the mushroom spores.
Et le champignon est capable de dégrader le marc de café. Il ne voit pas de caféine, il ne voit pas du marc de café, il voit de l'azote, de l'hydrogène, de l'oxygène, du carbone, et il va utiliser cette base pour tirer juste ce dont il a besoin.
After about 2 weeks in a dark, damp room, the bags are brought to a brighter space, where the mushrooms begin to sprout. Mushrooms are some of the fastest growing foods on the planet. They don't require sunlight to grow, just a substrate and moisture. Permafungi has been using coffee grounds since 2013. Up to 2,000 kilograms of mushrooms grow here every month.
Yan yung problema. Kasi, hindi ganun ka kilala yung oyster mushroom dito sa amin, sa Mindanao. So, yung mga local na restaurant, hindi kumukuha. Medyo maliit pa yung market. Walang kumukuha sa amin na local restaurant kasi nga yung mga customer hindi kilala din yung oyster.
Potential. Every year, coffee drinkers around the world generate about 18 million metric tons of used grounds. Every year, the company recycles about 20 of those tons. It's also figured out a way to make biodegradable insulation and packing material.
When we grow mushroom, at the end of the production, we...
Victor... Sino yan? Victor Thomas, scientific manager. Scientific manager na naman. Every company may scientific manager sila. Permafungi.
Across the border, in Paris, one Michelin-starred chef is also repurposing used grounds.
Ça, c'est les tortelli qu'on a fait avec le marc de café et les cafés. À l'intérieur, on a une farce de tortelli avec les champignons.
Simone Zanoni gets his mushrooms from Le Boîte de Champagnon, a local startup that recycles coffee grounds and wooden packaging.
Ano yan? Blue Oyster?
Nous, notre métier, ça va être de reconstituer un tronc d'arbre. Le pleurote, c'est un champignon qui pousse traditionnellement sur les troncs d'arbres. Et on va reconstituer ce tronc d'arbre à partir des déchets de la ville. Notamment le marc de café, les cajots que vous voyez sur les places de marché qu'on va venir broyer.
On a typical day, the company collects about 2,000 kilograms of grounds from offices around Paris, including the upper house of the French Parliament. The mushrooms are available in restaurants and a few major supermarket chains. For Arnaud, this system is a return to old practices.
Depuis toujours, la matière organique, nos déchets organiques, sont retournés au sol via du compostage, etc. Courant 19e, début 20e, les maraîchers de Paris récupéraient le crottin de cheval, l'emmenaient sur leur exploitation et cultivaient les fameux champignons de Paris. Mais toute cette filière, en fait, a été cassée petit à petit. Et notre métier à nous, c'est de recréer cette filière.
At yun nga, sa dami ng mga sinabi niya, di ko po maintindihan. Buti na lang may translation tayong na binabasa. Nakakaingit yung market nila. Kasi kaya ng company kumuha ng scientific manager. Sa atin wala. Isang labor nga lang. Medyo problema pa.
Coffin is alive.
Ano bang mga tao to? Utak, taba ng utak no? Para sa mga patay naman to.
Made from mushrooms that soak up the toxins human bodies leave behind. And it eliminates the need for massive amounts of wood, steel, and concrete used to bury the dead. Funerals in the US use enough of these materials every year to build a tower of caskets the size of the Empire State.
Ganun kadami yung namamatay sa kanila?
State building. The loop coffin grows in a lab in 7 days and absorbs into the soil in under 2 months. But can it replace traditional burials? We visited the creator of the world's first mushroom coffin to find out.
This is definitely my baby, yes. I think about it when I wake up, I think about it when I go to sleep. Yeah, I see them. We got some friends.
Bob Hendricks searches...
Ano yun? Ano yun?
I think about it when I go to sleep.
Bob Hendricks searches for the building blocks for a loop coffin in Delfshout Forest in the Netherlands.
It's easy to find mushrooms, but it's hard to find the specific one you need. Some are edible, but some might kill you as well. Aha!
He harvests samples to bring back to the lab every weekend.
And this is not the one we use, but we could make a coffin out of it. We can try. This one might be the Holy Grail. Here you can see all the wires, so it's almost like veins of the organism.
It's mycelium, thin white fibers that grow easily on all kinds of surfaces.
Mycelium is the root structure of mushrooms, and simply said, they're just the recyclers of nature. So everything that turns into death, they turn it into life.
So ano yung market natin dito? Yung mga funeral homes? O change na tayo from mushroom grower to purinaria. Ano na naman?
Back at Loop's headquarters, Bob and his team mix the mycelium with wet sawdust and spray it with a secret sauce that helps it grow. Then they seal it in a
secret sauce daw. Secret sauce.
Now we tend to work with dead materials while I envision a world in which we work together with organisms.
The final product is light but sturdy.
It's almost like a sort of styrofoam material, so it's really rigid, yet it's super lightweight.
It can carry up to 440 pounds. Each coffin is lined with a layer of moss sourced from a local farm.
The moss has two functions. That it helps to decompose the body faster and rich in biodiversity. And the other one is to give humans the experience of becoming part of the cycle of life.
A body interned in a loop coffin should not be embalmed or wear any synthetic materials, so it can transform into soil faster. Most people's deaths leave a much larger footprint. A convention...
Ay, so yun nga. Yung mga patay na yung ating mga market sa susunod. From growers to Purniraria owner. Magche-change ba kayo? Pag nalaman nyo to. May secret sauce kasi eh.
Conventionally buried body contains a mix of over 200 chemicals, from tobacco residues to dry cleaning chemicals, pesticides, heavy metals, and embalming fluids. It can take up to 12 years for an embalmed body to turn into a skeleton, but soft tissues release toxic chemicals and microbes after only a few months. And traditional coffins contain preservatives, paint, and have metal handles. All of these substances can leach into soil and water, making it unhealthy for the living. Loop coffins can fix this because of a process called mycoremediation. That means that mushrooms will chow down on almost anything, even pollution.
These fungi, of course, can have a lot of intake of...
Scientific Director del University of Technology, Bob or Sim. Hi, ba't parang naiinggit ako?
Heavy metals and all kind of chemical components because they store it in their hyphae, in the fungus body.
But breaking old habits can be difficult. Replacing bodily fluids with preservatives started during the American Civil War. The bodies of fallen soldiers needed to be transported long distances for burial. Embalming made it possible for President Lincoln's open casket to remain on display for a 3-week train trip from Washington to Illinois. And it has been standard practice ever since. Bob wants people to return to the natural practices that existed for most of history.
As humans, why are we not part of the cycle? And then we can actually enable people to feed the earth instead of...
Tingnan nyo. Oo. Kapal. So yung substrate niya at yung mycelium, yan na yun. Diba? Pinatigas. Pinatigas siya na kahit ilabas mo, eh, hindi masisira. Patay na yung mycelium. Ano kaya yung secret sauce? Hindi mawala sa isip ko ah.
Loop's off to a modest start, but globally, green funerals are becoming more popular.
People are really interested in new things in the funeral business, and our members are asking if they can use the loop coffin for their burial.
Today, they make up a small proportion of overall funerals, but 2 in 3 American consumers say they'd consider a green burial. And they have a growing list of over 300 providers to choose from.
Mushrooms are definitely having a moment, but we might only be getting a glimpse of our fungal future.
I would say there's like a gold rush going on in terms of folks getting into the mycelium sector. It reminds me a little bit of like the Industrial Revolution in the 1900s, because like everyone's trying all these different approaches to like solve the same problems.
So ayan. Tapos na. Wasak yung utak ko dun. Galing sa foam, then leather, ayun pa yung packaging materials, yung secret sauce. Ano kaya yun? So leave the comment na lang po if alam nyo. Iba talaga, iba sila.